have given you to as a task. If you like, I can share it later. So this talks about essentially a couple of questions that would dispel all your doubts and reservations about how this AI. So look at this. I'm going to
How much learning material can you retain? Yuki is Professor Jürgen Handke's assistant at Philipps University of Marburg in Germany. Handke is known as a digital teaching pioneer and one of the first professors to have...
So let me introduce this first, and then I'm going to show you.
Give me a moment to look that up for you.
Have you heard of this? I'm using a video now, and I'm going to share it. It will take a few seconds, a lapse of a few seconds.
Thursday, April 25th, 2024. Temperature ranges from 34 degrees Fahrenheit to 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Any idea of what's the gadget we're talking about?
The Tortured Poets Department. The Anthology by Taylor Swift, now playing on Spotify.
Any idea about this R1? Rabbit AI, yes. So you can see how Rabbit AI is going to alter the way we.
Post Malone by Taylor Swift. Post Malone.
So this was just one clip where we see that this Rabbit AI, a simple gadgetry, this is going to alter. This is the latest gadgetry which has created a buzz among because the kind of job it's doing, it's like it's brilliant. Like it's 57 languages. I mean, so many languages translation in real time. It talks about it. It takes you to the to anywhere and any kind of query that you want to know about. And actually, this you just say speech instructions to give to your mobile. It connect to, and it's going to give you the answer in the real time. Whether you want to order something, whether you want to get to know the weather conditions, whether you want to know. This is the board I have created for you. If you can say this, education robotic discussion board. If you want to raise queries, questions, and you can add to this, and I'll say in the real time. So let me go to the other videos where I'll show you how these kind of technologies is going to listen to this guy. What is showing? What is telling us?
Our operating system that powers Quest.
Now this guy, he's saying
and we're partnering with some of the best hardware
immersive experiences.
To design new headsets that are optimized for all the different ways that people use this tech. Now, in every era of computing, there are always open and closed models. And with phones, Apple's closed model basically won out. So phones are tightly controlled and they're kind of locked into what they'll let you do. But it doesn't have to be that way. In the PC era, the open model won out. You can do a lot more things, install mods, you got more diversity of hardware, software, and more. So our goal is to make it so the open model defines the next generation of computing, again, with the metaverse, glasses.
Now we have metaverse, we have omniverse, we have Quest headsets, which will take you to the real world, actual real world.
About a decade,
and
we started building it off it.
So actually, this is my now I'm going to show you the scenario in here. I mean, it's like in Saudi Arabia what's happening, and how do we are changing the landscape of our technological advancement, and how Google is. And I was talking about this. Look at this. Now share application window. I'm sharing this. Look at this. Now see the year that 1963. Can you believe that? In the Stanford AI lab was created in 1963. Just imagine. So it's like, it's nothing new, and we're not talking of something out of the heaven, out of blue, and out of, it's already there. It's everywhere, and it was there. The only thing is that we have now look at these facts and figures. I want you to look at this. What does it tell us? Any idea what does it tell us? What does it actually tell us? Facts and figure, environment impact, carbon footprint, AI prompt, like 4 to 5 times higher than a search engine query. Like Google's days are gone, like no one is going to Google anymore. If Google 9 billion searches per day were AI chatbot query is much power to an entire country. It's like 5 times, 10 times of that. So queries are going to be all together transferred to the other all those, whether it's a closed model, is an open model, open AI, or foundation model. And so all the tech giants are pumping billions of dollars into having more computational powers, and this computational power is going to let them have generative AI, which is going to be mind-boggling at the real time. And so new academic arms race is already done, and its competition over amenities is over. The next battleground is technology, in fact. So how many of you really believe the next battleground is going to be technology? Guys, do you believe that next battleground is going to be technology? I'm going to say within 2 to 3, 4, 5 years, the entire landscape of the things are going to change. And if we are not ready to alter our scenario, we aren't going to fit in. So we don't fear our jobs, we fear the kind of robustness that we need to survive with the changes and the offing, right? So I'm going to show you how this unifying force, the AI robotics and English language education. Now you will be convinced that when we talk about English language, it's not just about English language landscape. It's about fusion of AI. It's about robotics. It's about reshaping the future of learners. This presentation explored the unifying potential of these technologies and the impact on language acquisition. So it's going to be, our classroom are going to be very different in the way that we won't be using humans most of the places. They will be replaced by some sort of bot, some type of humanoid robot. The assistive technology will be there, and though assistive technology will be, with the core competences and the core ability, they might, be, friendlier, or it could be a foe, be challenge, it could be, really, scary, and whatever you like. But it's going to happen because of the conglomerates, because of the world leaders, because of the cyber, world, because of the advancement in computation, because of the kind of positivity. There are so many wonder drugs being produced just by unraveling the mysteries of some of the amino acids and core codes. And 2 medicines have been developed, which could have been possible only with 10 to 20 years of experimentation, and the real time in the labs. So AI-powered language tutors can enhance student engagement, provide targeted spectrum. This adaptive assessment, real-time feedback, and all those. I've already talked about robotics and language education. How are they going to serve the trends, and what are the trends now? Now, English language education. In fact, I fear that English will lose its hegemony. Its paramount is one of the talking point and one of the internet language. Because the whole internet is no more internet. In the entire internet and the entire reserves of our whole wisdom and reservoirs of our knowledge already left to the mercy of these generative AI. And those who are deploying them with the kind of computational trillions of parameters and tokens, even they don't understand that how far it can reach, how far it can take us. So only the time will tell. So it's all going to be AI-driven language assessment. All language assessment will be AI-driven. Essentially, it will be AI-driven, and it will give you feedback. It will give you, your scores and grades and all in the real time. And we won't be needing to grade in our conventional way. it would be, and we can, deploy something like this in our classroom for language practices. I don't know, whether you, are with me or not on this page, but robots offer opportunity for authentic and context-based language particle, and I'm going to show you plenty of examples where they're already in use. I'm in India, in Bangalore. There's one of the classroom where there is a teacher being deployed as one of the assistant, and look at this. Language tutors, like content delivery, instant feedback, proficiency level, cultural learning. There will be, the problem is that the cultural nuances and nuance kind of understanding is still lacking. Why? Because this technology is not hasn't reached the point where it's supposed to be a fail-safe. And there is still a 3% hallucination ratio, but within 6 to 8 months, the hallucination is reduced, drastically reduced, and now we have much more understanding of, better understanding, it's enriching and diverse cultures perspectives. So technology optimized language acquisition through personalized content recommendation. In fact, it will tell you then where you get your pizza. The pizza will be made by them, and pizza will be served by them and will be ordered by them, and they will tell you whether pizza is available or not, and which restaurant you are supposed to go to find where it's available. So this accelerated language proficiency fosters a deep understanding of linguistic nuances. So for collaboration learning, yeah, of course, it's I've always been of the votary of that, the enhanced collaborations, and this because even the Google Doc and a simple document which lets us collaborate in the real time and real. So we have been using a Google Doc for our collaborations. So empowering English language educators. Now I really feel that AI and robotics empowering English language educators by providing data-driven insight. Now we know that our students, like we go for corpus language learning, and we have Macmillan, millions of vocabulary, lexis, and corpus based on information. Now what is corpus based? It's all about data-driven insights into the repetition frequency of the vocabulary that have been used, and the high frequency word. We say high frequency word. What are the high frequency words? How do we know them? In fact, we go by the algorithm, the data enhancement, data accuracy, and data enrichment, and then so it's a global impact of language technology, and integration is going to happen. It's bridging the linguistic barrier. In fact, bridging the linguistic barrier means like why I showed you that simple gazetteer. If it can translate in 57 languages, you don't have to worry about knowing English and EFL or ESL, second language, foreign language. I'm quite good at, bad at, and I'm really hesitant about speaking English and shy and all that. Now it can translate to you in the real time, and it can help you bridge the gap in cultural shocks. So it's an inclusive opportunity. Transformation is shaping the future of language education worldwide. So what are the ethical considerations? Now the thing is that there are privacy biases, digital accuracy. You will always find black, white, racist remarks, slurs, and all those. Those are the problems that we must overcome. Equitable access, ethical use of language technology. These are the challenges of the future. Future of language education. Convergence will happen. Learning experience will be revolutionized and will empower learners worldwide. And we'll have a scenario where we'll adopt the technological enhancements and will foster personalized, immersive, and inclusive language education experiences. Embracing these technologies open new frontiers of language education, culture understanding, and this is going to be a game changer in the real sense, in the true sense. So look at this. I have almost so many things I have. Just to impress upon the audience and you guys that it's going to happen, and there are guidelines at your disposal. Like you can see, these are the loads of input that I have been preparing for, and I've seen that everywhere, whether it's education resources, whether it's Gen I academy policy, where it's guiding questions, where it's like so for example, if I ask you a couple of questions, the age of robotics, English language is upon us, get ready to experience the future of language. So it's mostly up to us whether we are, how far we are prepared for this. I'm going to show you, shit. Now, see the pedagogy in the AI guest speaker or what? I mean, there will be robots, there will be the guest speaker. And if you have a critical inkling of what's going to happen, what is a large model is, and how AI chatbot suffers from accuracy or biases, and how they are going to be in a situation where whether we can trust them or not, that's the whole thing, like we can go for these kind of all kind of critical ability thinking or critical ability, and going to think of whether we are preparing our learners to be prepared for their pedagogically sound knowledge, pedagogically sound, like I'm going to show you one thing here. This is going to open up the platform for in the Saudi context. Look at this.
At global economic output, and I have to congratulate Rwanda for clocking 7% growth year over year last year when it comes to GDP growth. What's really driving the growth momentum? We have $100 trillion of economic output. $32 trillion is attributed to labor force output. Out of that $32 trillion, already $1 trillion is being
Can you hear the video?
accelerated and democratized by AI/generative AI. Well, over the next 5 to 7 years, it's projected to go to 14%. That's 43% of the labor force productivity potentially could be accelerated, augmented, or democratized and disrupted. And this is why we are not at a tipping point, but a turning point in humanity, where we're moving from what I would coin, and I think the World Economic Forum soon is going to release it, shifting from the industrial revolutions to the intelligence revolution. And we're pivoting from digital to AI, and maybe later on quantum.
It's interesting you make a distinction between sort of the information revolution, which we talked before, to the intelligence revolution.
Absolutely.
I like that.
And right now, it's all about achieving, first of all, co-intelligence.
Yeah.
So he's talking about core intelligence.
Case that they're very excited about when it comes to drilling and how they can reduce the numbers of runs as they correlate the porosity and the pressure points for drilling. And the current models are operating at around 4 trillion parameters.
4 trillion parameters.
This complex notion in a very simplified way. We all have to be, by the way, if you want to appreciate artificial intelligence, you have to be a pseudo neuroscientist, because we're trying to mimic neural networks within the brain. 4 trillion connections are the weights for how you discover answers. The human brain right now, approximately, because we still did not figure out everything about the human brain, is at 100 trillion parameters, 100 trillion connections. So that's 4%.
Right.
But 2 years ago, that's 175 billion parameters to 4 trillion.
Yeah.
So that's 22x in just less than 3 years.
Yeah.
At this rate, the most optimistic believe we can achieve general intelligence by 5 years. The pessimists believe by 14 years. But there is a catch. The current model is overhyped because there are
OpenAI has unveiled its new text-to-video model. We're calling it Sora. It generates videos up to 1 minute long based on whatever prompt a user types with text box. Take this for example. If you use the prompt, the camera directly faces colorful building in Murano, Italy. An adorable Dalmatian looks through a window on a building on the ground floor.
Now,
many people are walking and cycling
listen
along
to
the
this.
streets in front of the buildings. This is what you get. Wow, look at that. We're done. I think it's time to hand in your resignation, everybody. They're just going to say, give me Sarah Eyes and Mike St. Only David Faber in digital form and, have them tout my stocks.
Nah.
No.
Garbage.
That's garbage?
They couldn't possibly get it accurate.
Oh, this is the first. I mean, what's this thing going to look like in 2 years, 3 years?
So who does this displace, right? It's graphic designers, video editors.
Want another one? Let's see, we got another prompt here. Step printing scene of a person running cinematic film shot in 35 millimeter. All right.
So,
But he's running backward.
like
Figure out what that
Backward
is.
there, yeah.
It's shot 35 millimeter.
various of the mind killer context switching is. So switching context is quite painful, but I do generally try to divide companies, so it's predominantly one company on one day. So today's Tesla Day, for example. Although I might.
Okay. Am I there? Hello? Hello? Am I there? Hello? Seems like